Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back once again with another movie review. I thought I had done a review for this, but unfortunately, I did not. And as you guys know, I want to say I want to say it was sometime this year. I believe it was sometime this year. I had done the reviews for Ted and Ted 2, but there was another Seth MacFarlane film I did not review, and I had thought I'd done it, but that wasn't the case. Excuse me. So today I'm going to be reviewing A Million Ways to Die in the West. Stars Seth MacFarlane, Charlize Theron, Liam Neeson. You got Sarah Silverman, Neil Patrick Harris, Giovanni Ribisi, Amanda Seyfried. Small cameo from Christopher Lloyd. And I'm trying to figure out who else is in this. Oh, and Jamie Foxx has a small cameo as well. Um, I'm trying to figure out if there's somebody else in this movie. I don't think there is, but nonetheless. So, Seth MacFarlane's character. So this film takes place in the West, the Wild West. You know, since the title says in the West. But yeah, kind of brain for it there. But basically, Seth MacFarlane, he is this interesting character. He's just an ordinary guy. His girlfriend broke up with him, played by Amanda Seyfried. She broke up with him so she could be with Neil Patrick Harris's character. Neil Patrick Harris is fantastic in this movie, and he just hangs out with his friends, which are played by Giovanni Risby and Sarah Silverman, and those two like each other. And eventually he meets Charlize Theron's character, and she is the old wife or girlfriend of Liam Neeson's character, who's this big outlaw. And eventually it leads to Seth MacFarlane's character and Liam Neeson's character to basically, have a standoff. And that's kind of, Seth is training throughout the film and things like that. And at the same time, they're trying to do anything they can to stop, Liam Neeson's character. It's just a really oddball movie. The story is pretty entertaining. There's not like a whole lot that goes on throughout this film, but it definitely gets you laughing. It is something different compared to like the Ted films, but it's still enjoyable, and I would have loved to see another one of these in some way. I thought everybody was fantastic. Almost watching it, it feels like they're not watching. They're not filming a movie. Well, let me rephrase that. I feel like when you watch it, they're filming it, but they're having a good time. It's like almost like they're not even going by the script. They're just kind of going off, off their head. Um, oh, what's that term that they I'm trying to think. It's a term they use in the acting world when you don't go by the script. Oh my god, what is it? Ah, I can't remember. It's like at the tip of my tongue. I know the term, but I can't think of it. Um, but nonetheless, that's kind of how I feel when I watch this movie. Now, I will kind of give two spoilers. There are two cameos that I don't think anybody was ever expecting. Jamie Foxx has a cameo in this towards the end. I think after the credits, as you guys know, he's in Django Unchained, and he basically plays that character in this. Excuse me. And then in the film itself, we get Christopher Lloyd, who has the DeLorean in his shed, which, in a way, this movie and Back to the Future 3 take place in the same universe, in the same town. So you, in a way, you kind of can say that. But it was a nice little nod to Back to the Future, a nice little cameo, and very, very awesome. But nonetheless, I just feel like a million ways to die in the West. I feel like it's just a fun, underrated film. By all means, it's not the perfect film. By all means, it's not Ted, but it still has that charm. It's still enjoyable, and it's one I don't You could say it's a forgotten film. People don't talk about it much. It's some people could say it's not a great film, but I think it is. I think it's funny. I think it's enjoyable, and it's just a good time. You don't have to expect a whole lot, and you can tell everybody's having a good time in this movie. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I don't think you guys would be disappointed in it. At least I wasn't. But with that being said, that is my review for A Million Ways to Die in the West. I would like to see Seth MacFarlane do a lot more in the way of movies. I know we got the Ted series coming on the 11th of January. They just dropped the full trailer. Um, and then, of course, we have the two films, but I would like to see him do more movies. Eventually, Orville's going to end, and then eventually, Family Guy. I don't know. To me personally, I don't know how much longer he can do with Family Guy. Um, but then again, I mean, look at The Simpsons. I mean, The Simpsons have been going on for over 30 years, just about. So I could see Family Guy going on, but I feel like he really needs to step it up, especially when you're trying to compete against the guys from like South Park, who I think once Paramount Plus was starting out, they signed a huge deal for multiple movies, multiple seasons of South Park. Um, don't get me wrong, I would like to see Trey Parker and Matt Stone continue with some movies. Like I would like to see a basketball sequel. That's just my personal opinion. I would like to see a Team America World Police sequel. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut sequel would be nice, I think. Orgasmo, a sequel to that would be fantastic. Yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to film those today in today's world, but nonetheless, I know there was rumors that they were supposed to do maybe like two or three more movies, and this was like rumored back in like 2003, 2004, maybe 2005, and they just never happened. I would love to do an interview and ask about that because there was one I think that was supposed to come out, and it was a musical, and it was like, you know, it took place on a submarine ship, and it was with like the characters were in the Navy or something. They kind of seaman kind of joke there, but that never came into tuition. I don't know if that was just if there was plans or that was just a rumor that somebody, I guess, took stuff out of context. But yeah, I remember that was around 2003. I would say between 2000 to the end of 2003 and the beginning of 2005, give or take. But I do remember hearing about that, but nothing ever happened. Don't get me wrong, I love South Park, but to be quite honest with you guys, I think I'm getting a little bored with South Park. I stopped watching probably, it's hard to say. When the movie came, I think I stopped watching not too long after the movie came out. So at that time, they probably would have been on their third, possibly their fourth season. Um, that was what two? No, that might have been in one of the later seasons, give or take. I think that might have been like 2002, 2001. I know after. I think maybe it was after the movie. I just stopped because it was just I'd watch episodes here and there, but I just kind of lost interest quick. It just wasn't as funny as I felt. And as you guys as we get older, you kind of notice that South Park wasn't always coming on every year. I mean, there's been a couple years they had no seasons out, and now the seasons are getting smaller. Look at the first 10 season box sets. I think they were packed. They had like 20 something episodes. Now they're getting slimmer. Now they are going from like 22 episodes to like 10 or 13 episodes a season, which is good. It allows you to draw out more seasons. But at the same time, you can also see that it feels like they're running out of ideas now, because there was a few years where I didn't see them on TV, and now they don't have now with Comedy Central. You don't have to air everything on Comedy Central. You can do Paramount Plus. So now, and that's the great thing about South Park. I think that was the proper move because now they don't have to cut things out for television. They can have everything unedited on Paramount Plus. But yeah, that might be another topic for another video. Just my whole thoughts on Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and South Park. Because, like I said, it has gotten to a point I've lost interest quick in that. When it was big, when it was, um, you know, in the past couple of years, we've had the games come out. We've got another game coming out, but at the same time, it's like, how much more jokes and topics can you know, spoof on until there's nothing left? And like I said, you know, you start to notice a big gap in between seasons. Um, of course, there's, you know, 2020 with, you know, with COVID and everything, but like even before that, I didn't see a lot of seasons coming out. And like I said, they've gotten shorter over the years too. So that was, I thought that was always interesting as well. But nonetheless, that is my review for the film. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are on this movie. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Ted and just Seth MacFarlane. As you know, out of all the stuff that he's come out with, Ted, Million Ways to Die in the West, Family Guy, Orville. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And American Dad as well. And let me know what you would like to see him maybe possibly do next. Um, I would like to. There's a few, but I'll do that on another video one day. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. And with that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Until next time, we'll talk films, and I will see you guys in another movie review. Peace.